Rewritten Wild West Story, 1030 words. The scream tore across the Kansas plains before the sun had fully clawed its way over the horizon. Horses jerked, birds burst from the dry grass, and even the wind seemed to stumble. It was the kind of scream that told you someone had never known real danger, until now. Lily Hart burst out of the dusty stagecoach stop, fists clutching her skirt, face pale as ghost linen. She looked nothing like a visitor from the soft towns of the East. She looked like prey. Two riders thundered across the field behind her, rifles in their hands, eyes burning with the satisfaction of a hunt. Lily had seen something she was never meant to see, and they aimed to fix that mistake. She stumbled toward the only soul within 100 yards, a broad-shouldered cowboy tightening the cinch on his saddle. Ethan Cole didn't look up until she collided with him. Her breath was broken glass in her throat. "They're coming," she gasped, one fragile sentence that felt like her last. Ethan didn't ask who. He heard the hoofbeats. He knew the rhythm of pursuit. In one fluid motion, he grabbed Lily by the waist and tossed her onto his horse. She shrieked so loudly the horse flinched. "I've never been on a horse," she cried, voice cracking. "Then you'd better hold on tight," Ethan said, swinging into the saddle behind her. The horse exploded forward. Wind slapped Lily's face. Her stomach lurched. Her legs kicked at nothing. She felt the ground vanish beneath her and, for one wild second, she was sure she was dying. Ethan kept her upright, his arms locked around her like steel bands. The world blurred into gold and heat. Gunshots cracked behind them. Lily screamed again. "Don't look back," Ethan whispered against her ear. "Look ahead. Only ahead." His chest pressed against her back, his breath grazing her neck, his hands steady on the reins as the horse dodged a snarl of dry brush. Lily felt her fear twist into something unfamiliar, something that made her trust the stranger holding her life in his calloused hands. The hoofbeats behind them faded. The gunfire died. The prairie glowed beneath the rising sun as if pretending nothing had happened. A jolt threw Lily backward against Ethan's chest. He laughed softly, a rough, tired sound. "You're doing just fine for someone who thought horses were monsters 5 minutes ago." She barely had time to respond before the horse swerved around a washed-out rut. Lily yelped, clutching the saddle horn. Ethan steadied her again, gentle and sure. They raced past a broken fence and a leaning windmill. Ethan pointed ahead to a lonely shack with a faded sign. "Old postal station. No one uses it anymore. We'll hide there until your legs stop shaking." Lily wanted to argue her legs were not shaking, but they were trembling violently. Ethan slowed the horse, slid off, and helped her down. For a moment their faces were close, too close. And Lily's heart skipped for reasons unrelated to terror. Inside, the dusty air stung her nose. Ethan checked the doors and windows while Lily pressed her hand to her chest, trying to calm the wild hammering in her ribs. "What happens when those men catch up?" she whispered. Ethan didn't answer right away. He brushed dust from a windowpane, staring out at the calm plains, too calm. "Do you think they lost us?" Lily asked. "Men like that don't give up," Ethan said quietly. "Not when they think they can get something out of it. And Caleb Boone always wants something." The name hit Lily like cold water. She remembered the ledger back at the stagecoach stop, land deeds, forged signatures, Caleb's corruption bleeding across the pages. She had never meant to see it. Ethan checked his revolver and tucked it away. "Caleb tried buying my land last spring. When I said no, he told me I'd regret it. Looks like he meant it." Before Lily could answer, faint hoofbeats drifted through the hot air, slow, then louder, then too close. Ethan pulled her behind the counter. "Don't move. Don't make a sound." The hoofbeats stopped right outside. Boots hit the dirt. Voices followed, hard, confident, cruel. A hand rattled the latch. The door cracked open before someone muttered, "Leave it." The wagon will carry her. Take him alive. Caleb wants to finish this himself. They weren't here to scare Ethan. They were here to take him. The door crashed open. 3 men stormed inside. Ethan sprang up, punched one square in the jaw, but they swarmed him. They pinned him, tore his revolver from his hip, tied his wrists. Caleb wants her alive, one growled, grabbing Lily. Put her on the wagon. They hauled her outside and tossed her in the back like grain. Dust choked the air as the horses pulled forward. Ethan was forced to walk behind them, stumbling under the heat. Every time he faltered, something inside Lily's chest felt yanked tight. She twisted her wrists. The ropes loosened. Slipped. Fell away. A guard approached with a canteen. The moment he glanced aside, Lily slammed her shoulder into him. He toppled. She snatched the reins of the nearest horse and hurled herself into the saddle. The horse reared and bolted. She clung desperately, legs flailing. She wasn't riding, she was surviving. But the horse recognized the familiar trail back to the postal station and settled into a steady gallop. She pressed her cheek against its neck, whispering breathless prayers. She wasn't running away. She was riding straight back into danger. Because Ethan needed her. The station came into view. In the clearing, 2 men dragged Ethan toward their horses. A shot had grazed his arm, blood streaking down. If she'd been 1 minute later. Lily yanked the reins and slid off the horse before it stopped. The men turned, shocked. She grabbed a handful of dirt and flung it into one man's eyes. Ethan rammed his shoulder into the second. The fight erupted. Lily kicked a fallen rope toward Ethan, and he tore the remaining knots from his wrists. Both attackers hit the ground. For a breathless moment, Ethan and Lily just stared at each other, alive, shaking. "You came back for me," he said softly. "I wasn't leaving you," she whispered. "Not after everything." Something warm sparked in his eyes, something neither of them dared name. Together they rode to Dodge City. The sheriff arrested Caleb and his men. The ledger held enough proof to bury them. That evening, as gold spilled across the rooftops, Ethan and Lily stood outside the saloon. The world felt quieter. Kinder. "Sometimes life throws you into the fire," Ethan murmured, touching her hand, "so you remember what you're capable of." Lily smiled, feeling braver than she ever had. "And now if someone you cared about was taken today, would you turn back for them even when the odds were against you?" Press 1 for yes. Press 2 if you're still thinking. And as you sip your tea and settle in, where are you listening from today?